Okay, I want to welcome everyone to the call tonight. My name is John Vincent Pettifordale. I am a CEO Infinity with the company called MyEcon. And hey, I am very excited to bring this information to you tonight. And we got a lot of stuff to kind of talk about. So I'm going to really get right down into this. I'm going to tell you a little bit about myself real quick, just kind of tell you my background, and I'll get right into this presentation, ladies and gentlemen. So let me tell you about me. I have 20 years of experience in business. I've actually been in business for many years, obviously, and I was just like you. I'm basically a person that worked a regular job. I was working for a Fortune 500 company. I thought I had my life kind of planned out. I knew exactly what I was going to do. I was going to work my way up the ladder here, and hey, I had everything just basically right in front of me, right, like most people think. And then I started to realize some things about corporate America. It was more who you know than what you know. I started seeing people that were getting promoted and they were less qualified than me, and I was just kind of like, wow, I was a little bit disenchanted with that. So what I did, I started looking at other things I could do to make money. So I started looking outside of my job to increase my cash flow. I had a young daughter at that time. She was about 2 years old, and I wanted to bring in more money. I looked at no money down real estate. I looked at vending machine businesses. I just checked it all out. Got involved in a little something called network marketing and direct sales. And wow, it blew my mind. The concepts made sense, but I didn't know anything about making all that work. I fell flat on my face. I was kind of playing around for the first several years kind of in this deal. But then I met a gentleman who was a multi-millionaire, and he says, John, I want to teach you everything that I know. And as a result of all that, I was able to fire my boss at 34 years old, ladies and gentlemen. I've trained thousands of people all over the country about personal financial success and how to increase their cash flow, and I have over 7 figures in cash flow in this business. So I'm telling you, this is the right place, the right time with the right company. So let's get started in this thing here called MyEcon. Now, MyEcon is short for My Economy. We teach people how to fix their own economy. We're the personal financial success company. We're not the coffee company, juice company, travel company, all those wonderful things. We don't do that. We teach people how to achieve personal financial success, okay? So let's talk a little bit about the company real quick. We're a 14-year-old, debt-free, technology-driven company based in Atlanta, Georgia, and here is what is amazing. We've put over $400 million in people's pockets in the last several years here, and we're actually on track to put another $100 million in people's pockets over the next 12 months. So, hey, this is your time. The question you're going to ask yourself is, how much of that am I going to get? Okay, so now let's talk a little bit about personal financial success. Here's what you want to understand. Most people in this country, and we're the wealthiest country in the history of the world, they're robbing Peter to pay Paul. They don't have enough money to do the things that they want to do, and they never get to what is called personal financial success. Let's call that financial freedom. That's being able to walk away from your job, whatever it is you do today, whether it's a year from now or 5 years from now, whatever the case may be, and be able to maintain your lifestyle and never go back to work. We call that personal financial success, okay? But most people don't get to that in this country. 90% of the time, they stop working one job and go to another job, and they do that basically until they die, right? And 70% of the people in this country cannot put their hands on $1,000 in an emergency. Another 59% can't put their hands on $500 if they have a financial emergency. And guess what, ladies and gentlemen? It is not getting any better. Corporate America does not have an answer, and neither does the government. But MyEcon has created a system and a solution to help. But let's talk a little bit about the obstacles that stop people from getting to personal financial success. And these are very simple, okay? The first one, a little something called inflation. That's the cost of living going up. Think about it. Every year in this country, things go up in price. As a matter of fact, every 20 years in this country, the cost of living actually doubles. Well, here is your problem. Your income does not double every 20 years. So the longer you stay in the system, the further and further you start to get behind. So you hear people say, I'm working harder than I've ever worked before in my life. I'm making more money than I've ever made in my life, and it's harder and harder to make ends meet. Think about it. You got to grow your income in multiples, and you can't do that on linear pay. Here's how linear pay works. Work 1 hour, get paid 1 hour. Work 1 week, get paid 1 week. Don't work, what happens? We already know the answer. You do not get paid. Ladies and gentlemen, you cannot afford that system. You have to build something called leveraged income, and you have to build something called residual income. This would multiply your income in multiples above and beyond what you need. So now you got money, right? Now let's take a look at the second thing. 95% of the people in this country make 100% of their income from something called a W-2. Here's the problem with that. they lose 25 to 30 cents every time they make a dollar. So somebody's taking about a third of your income every time you get paid. That's going to hurt, okay? That causes a lot of cash flow problems in people's families, and now we can't do things that we want to do. And here's the other problem. When it's time to make a major purchase, like maybe buy that car that you want or buy the home that you want, you're going to have to go into debt because you couldn't save money. You were losing money every time, right, that you got your paycheck. And now when you look at the house note, most of that is interest. Most of the car note, most of that is interest. Most of the credit card, interest, right? So you look up, ladies and gentlemen, and you got another third of your income going to just interest. So that's 60, maybe as much as 70% of your income going to nothing. And now because you have these first three problems, you've got the fourth problem called inadequate saving and investing. See, your money's got to be making money for you, but if it goes out the door to somebody else, it's making money for someone else. And here's what I want to do while I'm on this page. The number one strategy is, okay, I'm going to go to school, give me a good education, give me a good job, work hard, and I'm going to be okay. Here's the problem. That's not the recipe for personal financial success, all right? And look at it. If you go and get a job, see, people say, I'm going to get a better job with a better company. Well, that doesn't deal with inflation. It doesn't deal with taxes, and it doesn't deal with debt. So you really didn't do much, right? People say, well, I'm going to get me another degree, or I'm going to get my master's degree. Well, your master's degree does not deal with inflation. Your bachelor's degree does not deal with high taxes. As a matter of fact, the debt problem will go up because of something called student loans. So we have to have something else. We need better financial strategies and more cash flow. So MyEcon has created something called the income shifting membership. And what the income shifting membership will allow you to do is increase your cash flow 5 different ways. See, 5 is better than 1, right? So let's take a look real quickly at them. The first thing we're going to do is we're going to help you do what is called our tax withholding training. This is going to keep you from overpaying your taxes. As a matter of fact, ladies and gentlemen, 80% of the people in this country overpay. We'll talk about where we get that from in a second, okay? Number 2, maximizing or making your credit what I call stellar, okay? It's not just enough to get approved. You have to have great credit, stellar credit, to get the lowest prices on anything that you finance in this world. So we're going to help you improve that credit. 7 out of 10 people have what you call those questionable credit scores. So, you know, they don't get the best interest rates, okay? Now, number 3, what about our software system called the Cash Flow Manager? The Cash Flow Manager is amazing. What it's going to allow you to do is lower your taxable liability the more you use it. So it'll start helping you turn what is called lifestyle into something called deductible expenses, and that thing is amazing. I've lowered my taxes by well over $200,000, okay? And we have a software system called our debt elimination calculator and system here. So what this system is going to do, this system will put all your debts in order and help you pay off your debts in like record time, like less than a third of the time that it would normally have taken. So getting out of debt faster is always better, right? And number 5 is investment education. We're going to teach you the rules of the wealthy that they don't teach in school. See, I went from kindergarten to the 12th grade, never learned anything about money. I've even gone to college, and as a matter of fact, they never showed me anything about money there. So I always tell people all the time that just because a person has a degree does not necessarily mean they're smart. It just means they're smart in the area they have the degree. Think about it. Just because you have a degree in law doesn't mean you know anything about working on cars. Just because you know how to work on cars doesn't mean you know how to pull teeth. And just because you have a degree at all doesn't mean you know anything about money. So education is subject specific. So let's talk about it in detail real quick, ladies and gentlemen. The first training, our tax withholding training. This will put somewhere between $200 and $400 per month back into a person's pocket. The IRS says 80% of the people in this country overpay their taxes, you know, to the tune of $200 to $300 a month. So obviously, that is amazing. And you might say, well, John, you know, how do they get all this information? Well, have you ever gotten something called a refund? Well, whenever you get the refund, it means you actually overpaid your taxes. Now, I know what you've been thinking. You've been taught that the refund is good. The bigger the refund, the better. But here's what I want you to do. I don't want you to just take my word for it. I don't want you to just take MyEcon's word for it. I want you to go pull out your most recent tax return. I want you to go down to line 75 on the 1040, and it talks about your refund, and it says this is the amount that you overpaid. See, the IRS said that, not MyEcon, not John, okay? Now, I know what you're saying. Well, John, if I get the money back when I file my taxes, why is it such a big deal? Because you lose something called return on investment. You could have done something different with that money. See, the average person gets a $3,000 refund. That's $250 a month, too much overpayment into taxes, and you're giving the IRS an interest-free loan, and if you have some of their money, it won't be interest-free, so why are you so nice? But let's take a look at this picture, okay? Let's say for the last 20 years of your life, you've been getting a $3,000 refund. That would mean that the IRS held on to $60,000 of your money. They made money on it, you got nothing, and now you filed your taxes, got a little bit every year, right? But now what if you just did something different? What if you didn't overpay those taxes through our training, and now you, since you weren't living on that money, you took it and just redirected it to your investment account? Do you know today you would have the $60,000 plus, you would have tens of thousands of dollars in something called compound interest. That's your money making money. So now you would have closer to $85,000 as opposed to nothing that you have today. All you have is a bunch of memories of what you bought. So I say we have to do different things, utilize different strategies. Here are a couple of examples, ladies and gentlemen. As you can see, this person here on the left, they had, their taxes went down, that they were paying by about $165 per pay period. Okay, and this person was paid every week, so that's about $600 per month back into their paycheck. Okay, look at this next person here. Okay, their federal taxes were $305 before they got to us, and then it went down to $49.93. Okay, so let's round that to $50. So now they picked up an extra $250 per month on their paycheck, and this happened within 10 to 14 days. So this person got paid every 2 weeks. So that's an extra $500 per month back into their budget. See, think about what you could do with an extra $200, $300, $400, $500 back into your paycheck every single month, okay? You would have more money to do things, all right? But now, let's keep moving. Let's talk about the smart credit system. Now, typically, people will go places and they will buy something called credit restoration. Here's the problem. People will charge you $400, $500, $600, sometimes as much as $1,000 for credit restoration. Guys, inside our income shifting membership, it is included. It's included in the income shifting membership. First, we're going to help you repair that credit, okay? So we're going to show you how to do everything that the credit restoration company does through our education platform, and it's going to allow you to do it, and once you got it, you got it. But then we're going to teach you not only how to get rid of the negative, but we're going to show you how to build positive credit. Very important. Here's why credit is important. You got to pay less for things that you're spending money on. So you could refinance your house and have a lower payment. You could refinance your car and have a lower payment, right? You could get better rate, zero interest rates on your what is called the credit cards, all right? So you want to have what is called stellar credit. It's not enough just having the ability to get approved. You got to get approved, but then get the best rates that are on the market. And then we're going to help you maintain positive credit forever. We call this our 750 credit plan. How would you like to have a 750 plus credit score in less than 120 days or so, maybe even 90? We've got people that went up 188 points inside a 4-month period or so. So hey, ladies and gentlemen, that is amazing. And see, having better credit sometimes could be, sometimes if you don't have good credit, you can actually be denied a job. So you don't want to have that happen. Here are a couple of examples of the smart credit system testimonies. This person here, their TransUnion went up 24 points, okay? Look at this. The Equifax here went up 51 points with the smart credit system. And look at this woman here. She has a 778 credit score, okay? That is close to excellent, perfect, and hey, she's going to get the best interest rates. See, wouldn't you like to have 750, 800 credit score? Now let's talk about the Cash Flow Manager software. This is a very simple software. It's an application on your smartphone. It's going to allow you, see, the more you use this, the lower the taxes you're going to pay. Just understand something. Every $10,000 that you put into this software system, it's going to save you about $300 on your taxes. Every $1,000 will save you $300 on taxes. So we're going to show you how to turn your lifestyle into tax deductions, okay? See, in America, The business owner gets tax advantages. When you buy our income shifting membership, you are also now a business owner with MyEcon, and it allows you to do this. See, if you just take your car, drive it down the road for your job, and try to make you some money, the government will not get you any type of advantages for trying to make money with your car. But if you do it here in this business, guess what? You're going to get 54 cents per mile every time you drive that same vehicle and try to make money. And it could even be when you're trying to even do all the other things in your life. So most people will pick up $6,000 to $8,000 in tax deductions for just driving the car that they're going to drive anyway. So remember, every $10,000 will save you at least $3,000 on your taxes. What about your cell phone bill that you're already paying? What about your internet access? See, if as an employee you get no tax advantage for this, but as a business owner, guess what? It puts more and more and more money in your pocket because you can do this. What about your travel? You're going to family reunion. You're going to the vacations, okay? We just had, what do you call it, Labor Day weekend. Some of you went out of town and had vacations for that. Those could now become what is called business trips, and they could be 100% tax deductible. It only makes sense that if you're going to do this, that you have our cash flow manager software, and this one is the biggest one. This one is the wage deduction. A lot of us have children. You might have one child, two child, maybe three children at home. Well, let's say you got two kids. We show you how to get up to a $12,000 tax deduction per child for feeding them, clothing them, and taking care of them. Now, that could easily be $24,000 in tax deductions for things you're already doing. You're putting them in the cash flow manager. All through the IRS guidelines, we have a full training on this, and most people pick up somewhere between $10,000 and as much as $30,000 to $35,000 in tax deductions, which saves them $3,000, $4,000, $5,000, $6,000, sometimes as much as $10,000+ a year on their taxes. So now, think about it. Let's say between step one, we got you a few $100s back into your paycheck. Then we got you to step two. We started improving that credit. You can easily pick up a few $100s by just having better credit. It affects your car insurance rates and everything, right? And then step three, utilizing that cash flow manager software. We'll show you how to get those savings on your next paycheck as well. That might be another $200 to $300 a month. Let's say we got about $1,000 by just running strategy. See, by just running strategy. Now our debt elimination software is going to put all your debts in order by which one to pay off first. And now look at this. We paid off a $17,000 car in 12 months. We paid off an $8,000 credit card in 5 months. And we paid off a $200,000 mortgage in 68 months. I see people today financing vehicles for 72 months. We're talking about paying off a $200,000 house in less than that. Guys, our software is amazing. We've got people that have paid off hundreds of thousands of dollars in debt with this system. This example, $225,000 in debt paid off, $352,000 cash flow saved. See, if you didn't run the play, you would have paid the first $225 plus the $352. See, guys, that is amazing. And because of the software, you picked up an extra $3,000 on a monthly basis. Imagine no car notes, no credit cards, no student loans, no mortgages. How much more money would you have every single month? You would have thousands of dollars, 1, 2, maybe 3, maybe as much as $5,000 extra dollars per month. And what could you do with that money? Now you got what is called seed money, and I got to tell you, your dollars need to be having babies, okay? And now what we do is we get you to step 5 in the income shifting membership. This is going to allow you to learn the rules of the wealthy. We're going to give you comprehensive training on understanding investments. So now you're never going to be fooled on your money, okay? Number 2, you're going to learn the terminology. You're going to understand the difference between a stock and a bond. What's a mutual fund and an index fund? What is a treasury bill? All those different things. What's the difference between term insurance, index, universal life, and all that? You're going to understand all those different things. We don't sell them, but we show you how they work, okay? Now, you're going to learn the concepts of the wealthy and what strategies wealthy people use to build their wealth. You see, this is one of the most important trainings that I ever got. It changed my life. My wife and I, we save lots of money on a monthly basis, and you should get to the point where you can save or invest about 40% of your income into your investment account. You will be down the road pretty quickly, okay? Now, remember I said that you also get a business with the income shifting membership. So let's talk a little bit about our powerful products and services that we have. Your website has no inventory, no shipping, no employees, no overhead, okay? People can go right to your website and buy things. They can buy credit restoration. They can buy identity theft protection. They can buy travel. They can buy roadside assistance. They can shop at over 600 different retailers, Macy's, Sam's Club, Walmart, Best Buy, you name it, we probably got it. But the bottom line is we don't make you buy a whole bunch of stuff, but now when they buy these things, you can get paid. You get paid every single time these products are purchased, and some of them are monthly purchase products, so we'll pay you something called residual income. But now how do you explode that income? How do you expand that? See, it's just like if you own some kind of restaurant, okay? You don't want one restaurant, you want thousands of restaurants, okay? Now, sometimes when I get here, people get a little confused. They say, well, wait a minute, is that one of those pyramid things, okay? Is that one of those things that I heard about? No, pyramids are illegal. That's not what we're talking about. We're talking about building a network. And building a network, ladies and gentlemen, will change your life. It changed mine. Guys, I make tens of thousands of dollars by building a network every single month, okay? So I want you to understand something. All right, now just take a look at this, all right? You get the first two people that you refer to the system. Who do you know that would love to have better credit? Who do you know that would love to lower their taxes by $200 to $1,000 a month? Who do you know that would love to be able to have their investment account, maybe put an extra $1,000 a month in that thing? All kind of people, right? You tell them about the income shifting membership. The first two people, you get promoted to something called executive vice president. But now each and every time this happens from the forward position here, now as an EVP, you make $35 every single time someone buys that membership. Okay, now we just call this what we call 3 is the key. So let's say everybody just enrolled 3 or referred 3 to the system. In 9 cycles of that, you'd make over $38,000 in that process. We have some people that do this in a month. We have some people that do it in a week. We have some people that have done it in a year. Okay, but the bottom line is you get great upfront money. How would an extra $500 a month part-time help you? How would an extra $1,000 a month part-time help you? In addition to the cash flow that the income shifting membership was allowing you to have. Okay, just think about that. Now here is another example. Okay, we have something called residual income. People maintain the income shifting membership every single month. Okay, all right, now let's say we go out here, we had 1,000 income shifting memberships. Do you understand that's over $8,000 a month in income? Okay, that's $100,000 a year whether you get up out the bed or not. I think that is amazing. Okay, that's amazing. 10,000 people here. Well, that's $80,000 a month. That's $1 million+ a year. Okay. But now, here's what I would say to you. I don't know what you're going to make. I can't, predict what kind of income you're going to have in this company. We've got people that make $500 a month part-time, and we've got people that make $10,000 plus a month part-time, okay? So let's take a look at it. These are some examples here. Okay, this person, as you can see here on May 11th, $606 check that week. But also on June 15th, they had a $6,325 check for the week, okay? So I don't know what you're going to do, but I say if you don't get in, you can't get any. I do know that. That's one thing I can guarantee. I guarantee if you don't get in, you won't get any of this money, okay? We have been cutting checks since October 2005 and have never missed a beat, and we're a debt-free company, okay? Here's another example here, okay? This person here on June 1st, $1,000 on June 1st for the week, but look at June 29th. They made $13,000 for the week. See, I promise you this. We can change your life. See, this could be something that you do part-time. This could be something that you just get the income shifting membership. You're trying to improve your finances. That's cool. But now what if you just start telling other people about that income shifting membership? You start sharing what we do. You can start getting an extra $100 a week, $200 a week, $500 a week, $1,000 a week, $5,000 a week. You can set the stage, okay? So you can sign up today. You can decide to get back with the person that invited you on this webinar tonight and let them know you are ready to income shift. You are ready to change your life, okay? You're going to get the tax withholding training, the smart credit system. You're going to get our investment education. You're going to get the tax software with the cash flow manager. You get the debt elimination software. You're going to get all the valuable tax benefits. Remember, the worst thing that can happen to you is you're going to save about $3,000 this year on taxes. I don't know how that could possibly be a bad thing, okay? Now, I know what you're saying. John, what is the price? You know, everything sounds good. You showed me how to use that income shifting membership and put hundreds of dollars per month in my pocket by just using strategy, even if I wasn't selling, right? I understand that. And then, John, hey, you showed me these people making monthly checks and weekly checks and all that. But, John, what's the bottom line? Okay, here's the bottom line. We typically would sell this for $199 retail. Guess what? You get blessed today, okay? You're going to get 75% off. $47.90 to get credit restoration. $47.90 to get the tax training. $47 the investment training. Do you understand? All this stuff is wrapped up. That includes everything getting started, okay? And then just $34.95 a month investment in yourself, in your family, and what you do. $1.17 a day to save $200 to maybe as much as $1,000 a month on taxes. I really don't know how that could be a bad thing. Imagine having a 750 credit score off this thing here. Imagine the money that you'll save when you finance a new car, or maybe even refinance the one that you have because they took advantage of you when you went and got it, okay? See, guys, ladies, this can change your life in just strategy. But then if you want to build you a mega business, you can make yourself part-time, a couple $1,000s a month. Or you could be selling like some of our full-time earners. You can make tens of thousands of dollars per month. See, I knew when I saw this opportunity, it was the one for me. I knew that there was no job that I would like or love or want to be on for any length of time. And because of this system, I was able to stop working my job and never go back for the last decade. I've been off the job for a decade, y'all. So this system works. I'm not talking about what I think. I'm talking about what I know. And you join a great team of people here that have the education. We've got the training. We've got the work ethic. We've got the systems. We got the technology. The only thing that's missing is you. So get back with the person that invited you on this call. Let them know you are ready to income.